Wait for it. Uh-oh, guys. Fgci. I'm going to tell you what's going on here in a minute. Smells like fiberglass. Smells like resin. We got some hats from Black Point Marina. Aquí estamos grabando, caballero. ¿Cómo están ahí? Wait for it. All right, guys. This is run and gun. Uh-oh. There he is. There he is. There he is. Wife, I'm actually filming. I cannot talk. I am really talking. Right. All right, guys. See that? I told the wife, get off my lawn. Wait for it. Bro, Fgci.
Wait for it.
There's people here with Black Point hats.
That's it.
Did you see that? I just came in earlier, guys. I freaked out. We're on Fgci. Yep. So, dude, we got to talk. I know you guys, bro, these guys will small talk all day. All day, every day. And this is why Andres, guys, if you haven't seen Andres from Perfect Fit Boating, he's a buddy of mine, and he actually comes here all the time to do restorations and to show you guys how to do it. And the person who he talks to behind the scenes is, what's your name?
Laz.
Laz, hold on a second, because you've been around the block.
A little bit.
You've worked for a lot of boat manufacturers in the past.
Yes, sir.
So you've seen things. You actually sell a lot of these products to manufacturers, which I film. I don't want to disclose who and what. Right? Because it is, that's kind of like a thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But who have you worked for in the past yourself? Like,
oh gosh, Angler Boats I worked for Performance Marine. I started at Champion Marine back in the early 90s selling boats, and grew out from selling to starting to manufacture them. And that's how the love grew for resins and epoxy, and found out there's a whole different world other than just boats. I mean, there's so many DIY guys making everything from
Transoms, repairs
to fish on the walls to statues.
So you just said something interesting, because I went the other day to one of my hat manufacturers, and I saw a guy buying some fiberglass, and I say, hey, what are you fixing? What boat is it? He goes, no, I'm building some art with this fiberglass.
Yes.
And that's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing.
Absolutely.
So kind of like what I wanted to do a video while we're here. We're doing a lot of stuff. Andres knows I have a 25-foot Nautica wide body.
Okay.
That everybody's telling me to restore this boat, right? So I was like, I'd rather be on other people's boat. But I like rib boats, right?
Yeah.
But the best boat is the one that your friends have.
That's it.
Right? Hey, gotta go. See you when I see you. It was nice doing you guys. But it is nice to have your own boat, to do your own thing whenever you want to do it. So, and I recently sold off one of my boats, right? So this 25 Nautica was a very sought after boat, but Nautica went out of business, so there's not a lot of those holes. I got my hands on the hole.
Yeah.
So now I'm debating if I should restore it, because it had some wood. This crazy guy is like, hey bro, why don't we go ahead and try to do something for YouTube? Because he's doing a series of how to help people fix their boats in their homes.
Right.
Yeah, Project Relaunch.
Project Relaunch, right?
I like it.
Isn't it awesome?
Absolutely.
So Project Relaunch is basically you're bringing your boat back to life. And then, you know what, hopefully you can repower it, maybe with Reliable Marine, which is one of our sponsors in this series. So, and then now we're here at Fgci, and he's like, yo, you got to meet Laz, and we got to walk some of the products and things. Do you guys have a minute? I know you're talking, but do you have a minute to just talk and show them?
Absolutely.
Laz is a super humble guy, but he has a wealth of knowledge of stuff. He knows every single piece of equipment in here: paints, epoxies, resins.
Let's talk about some of your best sellers, right? Okay. Let's talk like the basics, right? Fiberglass, resin. Where's the market? So let's show them the differences.
You guys do that. I'm gonna do some filming over here.
Okay. All right.
We have an array of different fiberglass materials, everything from core mats.
Okay, I need you to dumb this down.
Dumb it down.
Okay.
Dumb it down.
No, listen. I don't want you to talk like if a boater is listening or watching. I want you to explain the differences, because right now, if I go to a manufacturing plant, I say, hey, what's your laminate schedule?
Right.
The guy who doesn't know, he's like, I don't know what he does. What does that mean?
Right.
Okay, so step by step, what is used, when, why would?
You know what? I think we should start from the beginning.
Okay, we're getting somewhere now.
Right.
Let's start from the beginning.
Back in the very, very beginning,
Okay.
there was really no glass like this. There was no mat like this. It used to come in a ball.
Okay.
And people would have to actually pull this glass out of this ball
Okay.
and laminate it flat, and would have to, really work it into it. It became really a nuisance to do it that way, but that was the only way they knew how to make fiberglass. Then eventually they just said, well, we could chop this glass and make it, put a starch in it and make it into a sheet. Makes it a whole lot easier to laminate.
And you just said a key word there, chop.
Yeah.
What do they call this?
This is called a chop strand mat.
There you go.
Chop strand
So
mat.
chop, guys, this is what
chop strand mat looks like. So it's actual chop pieces, and it's glued together and kept together with a starch binder, they call it. And this one here, you can see my hand almost through it. This is a 3/4 ounce. This is one of the lightest ones, easiest ones to laminate because it wets out really easy, gets air out of it really easy. A lot of guys like that on the very first step when they're building a boat.
Explain that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they'll use this as almost the very first layer when the gel coat is sprayed
Right.
on the mold.
On the mold.
Okay.
The 3/4 ounce would probably 99% of the time is used first, so that they can work the air out of it, and you get a better bond between the gel coat and that first layer of glass.
Okay.
After that, you can go work yourself a little bit higher. So they have, this is 1.5 ounces mat, and the reason I can tell is because you can't see my hand no more.
Yeah.
So you can see my hand on that one, can't see my hand on that one.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways I can tell. Then we have it from 1.5 ounce, it goes to 2 ounce to 3 ounce, even a 4 ounce. Those are really stiff, mostly used on flat surfaces, nothing with curves because it gets really hard to wet and get the air out of those. Once you created that, then we created 1708s and 1808s. This one here's a stitch mat.
Okay, all right.
This
So
is a stitch mat. And there's a difference between the stitch mats. There's a 1708, there's an 1808, there's a 2408, 2415. What do all those numbers mean?
Yeah.
Basically, I'll make it really easy for you. The first number is how many ounces are per square foot on this glass.
Okay.
The 08 could be a 3/4 ounce chop mat behind it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a 15, it's 1.5 ounces behind it.
okay.
So that differs your differences. In the beginning, they used to use a lot of the woven roven, which is this right here, which is a really heavy, really good structural glass. The problem with this glass is it would leave print through. So your glass, your boat would, after it was done and made, you could see that fiberglass in the boat.
Yeah.
That's called print through.
Okay.
A lot of people complained about it, didn't like it, so how did they fix it? They went with a 17 ounce right there, and worked it up and found out that this mix with an 1808 would be the best mix, and you won't have print through.
Okay, so you're saying mix now with different fiberglasses.
Yes.
So this one could be the very first one that you put on
Yeah.
your gel coat, then you could put what?
You can put a 1708.
Okay,
a layer
1708.
of that.
And then now we're getting to the point where we have a laminate schedule.
Right.
All right, you see, we're getting somewhere,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
Smash that like button because I want you guys to know this, right?
This is a 1708 plus or minus 45. What's
Okay,
that mean?
That's another thing.
Another
So
thing.
now
So
we got
you have-
angles.
You have angles. Your glass is running in certain directions, and it's a 45 plus or minus 45 degrees, and that mixed with a 90 degree. Now you have strength and flexibility, and a lighter laminate.
Yeah.
So those married together make a perfect fit. Depending on what you're doing, how big you're doing, a transom, a stringer, you can change that and go higher. You got a 28 ounce, 24 ounce, 08, and this one here, this is an 1808 090. See that? It goes
Yeah,
straight.
yeah.
There's the stitch goes straight. Then we have infusion, which is getting to be a lot bigger.
It's becoming a huge thing with manufacturers.
Yeah, manufacturers are liking it because OSHA, you know, there's no VOCs, so anything encapsulated, there's no styrene levels to go up. There's nothing that they you know, for environmental purposes.
So we've filmed in the past some manufacturers that incorporate Kevlar into
Yes.
their laminate schedule. Do you guys offer Kevlar here?
We do offer Kevlar. Our biggest seller, believe it or not, is just carbon fiber, which is a 2x2 twill.
Okay.
And it's 5.9 ounce. It's great it has a great structural, but a lot of people use it for more decoration, more visible.
Yeah.
They love that carbon fiber look.
And it's light, right?
And it's super light and strong. You can use it, I mean, everything from motorcycles to you know, engine hoods to furniture. I've got guys building a leaning post with this stuff right now that looks absolutely beautiful. And you have your regular standard cloth. You got 8 ounce, 6 ounce, 10 ounce. Model airplanes, little boats, little boat repairs. This is what you would use for that. Aircraft parts.
Okay.
This would be an awesome glass for that.
What do we got going on here?
Over here you have, this is a breather cloth. A lot of guys that build speaker boxes love this, believe it or not, because it holds a lot of retention back in. It does soak up a little bit of resin. Can be used for infusion as well too. We also have
It's the last bit,
this
guys.
is called a core mat. And a core mat will give you good structural properties. As it does soak in a little bit of resin, but it gives you a great structural prop. If you fill in a gap, it comes in a 1 millimeter, 2, 3, and 4 millimeter thickness. So depending on how thick you want to go, a lot of guys that build boats will use it on the hull sides to give them a little strength, give them a little toughness to that glass.
All right, and I see we have also more stuff here.
Yeah, this is Kevlar. This is straight Kevlar. Kevlar is really beautiful in golden color. This is actually what they use in a bulletproof vest. They'll use about 17 or 18, 20 layers of this stuff, and it actually will stop a bullet. Why would you want to use this? The majority of the guys that use this stuff are building either a lightweight boat that need that extra strength, or they're extending their transom. They need that strength in their transom. They don't want that transom to fall off. This is what they use for that. There are so many different uses for that.
Okay, so we can be here all day,
Yes,
right?
we can.
Okay, but we don't have all day because we have a huge store. And we got, wait, Andres, I need you in here because because you've done a lot of transom videos, right? And one of the biggest things that we notice, because we're at Reliable Marine often, right?
Right.
And we see boats that are coming in there with the transom sometimes not in the best conditions.
Yep.
So if the boat is not perfect, they're gonna say, hey, bring it back when you work this.
Right.
Andres has videos of him doing transom restorations, multiple types already, right?
3.
Okay, so what are some of the things that he has been using here, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of how someone can fix their transom?
Sure. So
This
one
is
of the
big,
first
guys.
ones we did was the pour transom.
Poor RJ.
RJ.
Yeah, in my opinion, this is the best. The best way to repair your transom if you're doing it at home. Like if you're a DIY guy and you want to make sure that you're going to get a good adhesion and a good transom where you don't have to worry about it. Because remember, we're in South Florida, so it gets really hot. And when you're working with resins in the summer, like we are now, you gotta be fast. And if you don't know what you're doing, you might screw it up, and it ends up costing you money.
Yep.
So I enjoy the RJ a lot.
RJ is great. My personal opinion, if you have a transom that's a little loose and you don't have a whole lot of time or a whole lot of space, if you have the capability of getting inside that transom and taking that old transom out, closing it off and pouring the RJ in there, my God, you just saved yourself a lot of time and money, because it's a ceramic adhesive that when it cures, it's a rock. And it will hold 4-stroke engines without a problem.
What else are they using RJ for, manufacturers? like the bonding, like when they're bonding the cap.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So
they have. Oh my God, there's so many different. There's fillers. There's actual core bond.
Okay.
That they make, the 4000, the 2011, which is probably our most popular one. Is this one right here, the 2011, which is a medium weight compound. That's great for bonding stringers, bonding transoms, bonding.
Okay, so sometimes people don't realize that you actually, it sits on something, right?
Right, yeah.
And it's the fill, and then that's what bonds one piece from the bottom to the cap. Yeah. So I just want to bring them back to the process. And guys, we've done some manufacturer walkthroughs, and you'll have a little bit better understanding after you see this part of it.
Right.
Okay.
Also, we have the queso composite board, right?
Yeah.
You want to take them to the back?
Let's go. Let's go see. Let's go see. Come on, guys. This is good, guys, because now you have Andres getting dirty in his channel, and he's got videos already that you can show. Oh, we're getting behind the scenes. Let's go.
If you do a project like this yourself, you're saving yourself $4,000 or $5,000.
Andres, how much would a transom cost to fix?
I mean,
I mean, conservatively, right? If you did it yourself as opposed to having somebody do it.
You could probably do it yourself in total for $2,000 or under, I would say.
Yeah.
But if you pay somebody to do it, it's going to cost you $5, $6, $7,000.
It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you your summer probably.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I was looking up statistics. For you to get maintenance on your boat from a manufacturer or a dealer that can actually work on your boat, it's averaging about 78 days.
Yeah.
So by the time they get to your boat,
Summer's over.
Summer's over.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's over.
Not only that, you don't know the work that they're doing on your boat. You're hoping that they do a good job, but
Yeah.
You really don't know.
You don't know. You don't know where they take shortcuts, and you doing it yourself.
You know
you've done it right.
Yeah.
So this particular board here is called K-Cell. It's a high density, high strength board. Comes in 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inch. It's a 25-pound density board. It's got glass laminated into it. There's also some lighter weight ones, which are 15-pound, 20-pound for guys that are redoing their floor.
Okay.
This is an awesome board.
So
super easy to laminate.
what's up with the guys that say, marine plywood is still the best ever, it stirs so strong? You're gonna have those wajitos that say that.
Yeah, you are, and we still sell it. Believe it or not, we still have some here.
But what's the difference?
As you can see the dust on it, I don't sell much of it.
Okay, but what's the difference for those guys?
So the plywoods always were known because they adhere to a lot of resins or epoxies. They have a good adhesion to them. But when you build a hole for your leaning post, or you make a hole for anything, if it's not covered correctly, guess what?
It's gonna introduce water.
You're gonna absorb water,
Yeah.
and it's gonna eventually rot away.
Like a lot of transom, a lot of things,
Yeah.
and a lot of old boats that we have filmed and shown on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, right now he's doing one right now, and he's suffering.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
know.
full water and foam. It's wild.
So this is a 2-inch transom right here. So your bigger boats, your triple engine boats.
They layer those up last. What do they use?
No.
Like 2 or 3 of those things?
No, just really one, or some guys will buy like 3 sheets of 1 inch and glue them together, and then make their 3-inch transom. But most of the time, it's either a 2-inch or a 3-inch. Some of the guys that are doing quads and 6 motors, those guys are building 5-inch transoms. They have to, because there's a lot of torque back there.
What's up with this here?
This is basically a 6-pound density foam. It's great for stringers, great to build up stringers. It's easy to shape so that you can laminate, cut your pattern out to your stringer size, shape the sides, and you can make the stringers. I
And
also
it's
have
solid.
guys that build live wells, big giant live wells with this refrigeration, big refrigerators for fish.
Yeah.
Half of all the keys, the refrigerators and the keys that hold the fish and the chum and the bait, this is what it's made out of.
So what would your recommendation, Laz gonna say, I wanna redo a floor, what would the laminate schedule look like for a floor, brand new, after the stringers have been done, floor?
Floor?
Yeah.
Depends on the size of the boat. If it's
25-foot boat.
25-foot boat, there you go.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Actually, the half inch KSL is what I would recommend. And you don't have to go high density. You can go with a 15-pound density, which is more than enough. What I really like about these boards is that it lays flat. So it makes it so much easier to, when you go lay your glass on and do your gel coat, you get such a flat, beautiful finish on it that you're going to be really happy with it. There are other ways, you know, a little bit less inexpensive ways to do it, which is the diab. This is basically, I would definitely go a little bit thicker on that size boat, 25-footer. I would probably go with a 3/4 inch or 5/8 thickness. And these are PVC blends of polyurethanes.
Okay.
And what that does is the epoxies or the resins will adhere to this really, really good. When you laminate both sides of this, you got a lightweight feature and you got a strength feature. That combine those two together, man, you got a boat that's going to last forever. It's not going to rot away. Screw retention is a little bit less. That one there has a little bit more screw retention in it.
Okay.
I use that on my flat boat when I
Yeah,
hit the floor.
yeah. And weight is really important.
You
on
liked it?
flat
Oh,
boat
because it's still, you just finished the flat boat,
Yeah,
right?
we're putting an engine
This
next
week,
I'm getting
yeah.
it wrapped tomorrow. We're putting an engine at Reliable next week.
We'll film the wrapping. I don't know. We'll put it. We'll put a link, guys. And if you don't follow Andres from Perfect Fit, you gotta follow his channel, Perfect Fit Boating, on YouTube. There it is, guys. I don't know where you got that name from. I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay.
Here at Fiberglass, so we got trucks leaving every single day. We got 5 trucks that leave out of this location. We have 5 trucks that leave every single day.
Okay.
This is just give you an idea of what our resin room looks like.
Now you guys are making all these resins in-house in Tampa.
Epoxies.
The epoxies.
Polyesters, we distribute for both domestic and import companies. We have Interplastics, which is one of our top manufacturers.
Something tells me it's restricted. You can't smoke in here.
No.
I'm just questioning. I just wanted to, you know, before I light any match in here, guys.
Just to give you an idea, this room was actually built with 4 hours of burning time. So if there was a fire in this room,
okay,
those doors will automatically shut down, and it would take 4 hours to burn through these walls. These special vents that you see up here and here, those keep circulating air in a certain way that would maintain the perfect temperature for all these resins to be warehoused. They don't do good outside in the sun.
All right. Well, listen, I wanted to mention that this stuff is flammable, right?
Yes.
So, and then a lot of manufacturers will eventually have these products in their plants.
Yes.
To work their, you know, chopper guns or whatever. So talk to me about some of the resins now, because now we can probably go back inside because we already got an idea of what the resins are. We already got a visual here.
I'll show you what the different resins are. Come on.
Come here, guys. Wait. I want them to see.
I gotta pick up some resin for me.
All right. See, guys. It's all put in here, and then it ships off to wherever it needs to go.
Whatever manufacturer, whatever company is playing.
And I'll tell you, they'd be surprised because I know that there's buying groups, because when I've spoken to manufacturers, some of them are a part of buying groups,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And there's some manufacturers that are not a part, and they'll buy stuff from you guys direct.
Yes.
Because they don't have an official quota or whatnot.
Exactly.
You can say, hey, lads, I just need two 55-gallon drums or whatnot.
We can get it to them. And they always have something custom, which is what the boat business has always been. You always had a customer that wanted a boat, but you know what? He wanted a green bimini top instead of a blue one. It came with a black one.
Yeah.
They wanted wooden chairs instead of a fiberglass chair. You're always going to have somebody that wants something custom. Guess what? We have the epoxy to make those beautiful launching chairs, the beautiful leaning posts.
Okay, and I saw back there's a paint. Do you guys match paint here?
Yes, we
Gelcoat paint, you can back there. No, I don't want to distract you. I don't know. My ADD is running
Mine
too.
too.
No, I know. We hey, get in here and marinate this a little bit, bro. This is too much.
Let's stick to the resin.
Resin. There you go. Okay, Andres put us back on lock. All right, good. We're going to resins now and then we'll go to Gelcoat and then Gelcoat because Gelcoat repair is big.
Yeah.
Okay.
So boatyard resin, basically polyester resin. Okay,
Dumb it down.
Dumb it down.
Because we got new stuff. No.
Boatyard is one of our most popular resins. It is just a regular laminating resin. It is our least expensive resin. One of the reasons it is because there's really no exact spec cure time for this resin.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you it's going to get hard. I can't tell you if it's going to get hard in 30 minutes or an hour and 30 minutes.
If you're up there, you're up to 65, 70. Hey, ladies, you don't know, but it's gonna work somehow. It'll work. It'll happen.
It'll happen eventually.
But
little blue pill campaign.
But if you have a blue pill, okay. So what's next then? What if we already know that we're gonna just go straight in?
All right, so you want a spec resin. Your next option would be a low profile resin.
All right.
This is a spec resin. It's about a 35-minute working time.
Okay.
Low profile, all it means is the styrene levels in it are a little bit lower. So it's going to smell a little less than your regular polyester resins. Now, you're doing a laminate that's going to require 4, 5, 6, 8 layers of glass. Mm-hmm. And you really don't want to sand in between those layers.
Okay.
Because that's really
It's work. Yeah, it's work. Nobody wants to work.
So you would want to go to a GP hand layup resin or just a regular GP resin, general purpose resins. Both of these resins are really good. This one works great with brushes or rollers. If you're spraying it with a gun, this one works great. They both tend to stay really tacky. That's on purpose. That's so that next layer of glass that goes on there is getting a chemical bond between both of those layers. You can keep doing that one after the other. As soon as it's cured, it's going to stay tacky. Go to that next layer. Go to the next layer until you build up to your spot. If you do let it cure for more than 24 hours, then it's going to be tack free and you're going to need to sand in between that layer.
Okay, Laz, let me ask you, what are your accounts, manufacturers, without naming anything, what resins are they liking from you guys? Probably known.
Yes.
Right?
They're using the GP resin because they're laying big, long parts.
Okay, show me which one.
It's basically this one right here. And they also use the GP, just a regular general purpose resin, which is a great resin for long parts that hang.
Okay.
So if you have a resin that's really not spec and you see, oh my God, it's really watery. Guess what happens when you put water up? It's going to fall down.
Yeah.
So you need something that's got a little bit of thickness to it that's going to grab and hang.
Okay.
And hang there so you don't have runny resin.
Oh.
And they call that dripping back in the days.
Okay, so what's the one it's called, I think it's
Vinyl ester?
Vinyl ester. Okay, there it is.
This vinyl ester is what I would recommend for any boat that lives in the water. So if your boat stays in the water, underwater line, you definitely need to use a vinyl ester resin. Vinyl ester resins, they also tend to stay tacky for a lot longer than any other resin. So sometimes you'll put the vinyl ester and you go, my God, it's still real tacky. It could be up to 24 hours and it'll stay tacky. That is on purpose as well. You can add sanding aids to any of these resins if you don't want it to be tacky. But anything under the water line, you want to use a vinyl ester.
When you say sanding aid, what are you talking about?
Sanding aid is a wax that you can add to gel coats. You can also add them to resins. And they will make the part actually dry tack free. So
Okay.
you won't get any tackiness.
And they cure completely.
All right, now go.
Vinyl ester. The highest corrosive free resin on the market is 100% pure vinyl ester. Corrosive to salt water, fresh water, chemicals, pools, chlorines, anything like that. This is your highest corrosive free resin on the market. Water pipes, guys building big water slides.
Okay.
This is
the top dog.
This is
It's
top.
green is my favorite color. I don't know. Turn around. Let's see the hat. Let's see. Yep. Something just something. Okay. We're gonna work our way to Gelcoat.
No, wait.
Okay. Come on.
ADD.
Okay.
Both your ADD
Go.
paints. You said we wanted to see paints.
Yes, but we're right here close
Okay,
to
Gelcoat.
Gelcoat. That's why I know that we're there because we're gonna see, especially with what I just saw Andres do a hatch, right?
Yeah.
And there's gonna be some type of gel coat cracking and the silica and all that stuff. Can you show that, like what people would need to do, like a small gel coat repair?
Small gel coat repair.
Small gel
My
coat.
favorite go-to.
There you go.
Easy peasy. Come over here. This is it right here. It's called the white gel coat putty,
Okay.
and basically just cures with MEK. It can be sandable.
MEK is
MEKP is
the drops.
The actual drops that you would put into this to almost any polyester products. MEKP stands for methyl ethyl ketone peroxide.
And it's what makes it hard.
This one makes it hard. Right?
So if you use this without putting
Without
MEK,
any MEK,
it's nothing's
never
gonna happen. Nothing's gonna
happen.
happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Just gotta bring it there.
But holes, cracks, chips in your gel coat. This is white. It can be tinted with
Okay.
pigments. We have a whole selection of pigments over here behind the wall.
Okay.
You can add those pigments to make any color you want to repair any kind of hole you got.
Let's show them where the MEK is, because I see it back here.
Yeah, we normally keep it behind the counter because
Because it's easy to put in your pocket.
Exactly.
And
No,
mistakenly walk away.
not really for kids purposes.
No.
For
Okay.
kid purposes. So this is organic peroxide, and again, MEKP, methyl ethyl ketone peroxide.
Okay.
Or also ethyl methyl ketone peroxide. You can
All right.
say it the same way.
Okay. Perfect. So we got that. Yo, take us to paint. Go ahead. Tell us the gel coat. And
Come on, man.
Gelcoat, so.
okay. So the gel coats. But I thought the gel coats would be also in paint. I guess not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got them close together.
Hey, I saw some good deals over here too, bro. What's up with all these? This is like a fire sale that's going on?
Clearance, you know.
Okay. Somebody did a super good short on YouTube. And they basically they basically said how the life of a chicken, right?
Yeah.
You take it to the supermarket, they try to sell it to you. When they can't sell it to you as a chicken to take it home,
Right.
Eventually they go ahead and they cook it.
Make
and
a
then,
chicken salad?
Yeah, and then they just use it eventually depending on its shelf life, right?
Right.
The closer to its shelf life, then at the end it's ready for you to eat right then and there.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that
basically-
analogy is really good here.
Yes, we stay on top of our gel coats and make sure that you're getting the freshest stuff. Once we see that it's getting closer to a date, we will put it on sale
Because it expires.
because it expires. Gel coats normally last about 3 months, which is 90 days.
Okay.
And
Now you'll have one or two wajitos that, oh yeah, I had 3 years and it was perfect.
Yeah,
But
it was mostly kept in a cool place
Okay.
because if it's kept in a warm place where you're getting temperatures varying,
Fluctuate, okay.
it's gonna get hard.
But
That
look,
cobalt
you got
inside is gonna get hard.
5 gallons of gel coat. I mean, you can do an entire boat with that.
Yeah.
Inside, outside,
Yeah.
and it's $75.
Yeah.
And they got, the colors. This is flag blue. This is hunter green.
This morning when I got here, there must have been 20 of them.
really,
This is what's left.
This one's bilge gray.
I'm not lying to you.
no, listen. We believe you.
You want to gel coat your bilge with bilge gray? Look, $75 for that. You can do a couple boats with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. All
I'll
right.
take that for my secret.
Woo, wait for it. Okay. All right. So I saw some all grip over here too, which is a very popular paint.
So yeah, we have regular white gel coat right here, which is this is our Ultra. This is an ISO MPG gel coat. This is you can use it for live wells, food grade tables. These two gel coats do not. Actually, this is a white coat. The FGCS white and our Ultra white. These are two gel coats. These do not contain any wax in them, so you have to add wax to gel coats. Basically, the same way we talked about the resin.
Yeah.
You can lay a couple coats of just gel coat with no wax in it
Okay.
at all. What's going to happen? It's going to stay tacky.
Yeah.
It's supposed to stay tacky because it thinks it's getting another layer.
Okay.
That last layer, though, needs to have a wax or a promoter or an additive to make it dry tack-free so that you can sand it and buff it.
Awesome.
Right. We do have gel coats which already contain wax. This is one of our most popular because it's easy to spray, easy to brush.
So it's ready to go. You don't have to add anything to it. It's already ready to
The only thing you
go.
have to add to this is the MEK to make it hard. That's it.
MEK for the win.
That's it. And I've used it myself on a bunch of little repairs and it works awesome. We do carry a bunch of colors, sky blue, we got ice blue.
Do you guys have a color chart? Yeah, perfect. There we go. Now we're talking. There we go.
No.
I'll get the chips.
All right.
These are all our standard colors that we keep in stock. These come in quarts, gallons, pails.
What's the most common here?
The most common, believe it or not, is Whisper Gray, Misty White. Those are two.
I see the seafoam green a lot
Seafoam
too.
green and Sky Blue, believe it or not, which is one of my favorite because that's my flats boat is Sky Blue.
Okay.
But those are our most popular colors. But we also can make any gel coat you need. So we have customers that will bring us a piece of fiberglass like this and say, man, I need this color.
Yeah.
Guess what? We will.
How big of a piece do they need?
I need it to be a size of a dollar bill, at least.
At least of the size of a dollar bill.
And clean, if preferably, because if you bring me a dirty piece, it's going to be a dirty ugly gel coat. So
Okay.
we will get that gel coat and we will make a gallon, a quart, a pail for you. We do a lot of that in-house. If it's a lot bigger quantity that you need, we will do it in St. Pete so that we can keep it in
Temporary.
the system for you. And that way when you go reorder, we always have it for you.
Let's talk real quick because we're going to close this video out. And I know we can be here forever, but there's guys that are going to want to polish their own boat. Get over here because I've seen you polishing on the channel too, Andres. So there's different polishes.
Yes.
And I saw some, I think somewhere around here. Okay. Okay. So explain the polishing. If somebody just says, hey, I want to bring back the gel coat, I want to bring it back.
Oxidated boat, you need to bring it back. This is my first recommendation right here, Supercut Compound. It is a little bit gritty. I don't know if I can open that.
Nope.
It's not open, but it's a little bit gritty. You're going to want to use a buffing pad. You're going to want to keep a bottle of water right next to you, spray bottle of water, and you're going to hit that hard. You're going to get that spray bottle and you're going to stretch it. And you're going to stretch it until you start seeing the shine. Once you start seeing the shine, wipe it clean, go to your next spot. I like to work in sections, 4 or 5 foot sections, work those sections really good, clean them, go to the next section. Once you've done that and got it all out of the way, you're going to want to go to the next step, which would be
The cutting cream?
cutting cream.
Was it over here?
Oh, here. Ultra cutting cream or ultra polish, either one of these two will work.
Okay, which one would you recommend first, right after the super cut?
It depends. If it's really still looks a little bit oxidized, you go with the ultra cutting cream.
Okay.
Yeah, that one will help cut a little bit more.
Okay.
Usually this is about 800 grit cutting. Ultra polish works really good as well too, but you're going to get more of a mirrored finish when you work on that. When you work with that one.
When you want the ultra
Yep.
polish.
If your boat's not too bad, our standard Gelcoat compound works really good. It cuts as well, but not as gritty,
That's the master of all things.
Yeah.
But I'd say the jack of all trades, but master of none.
Right, correct.
So it'll get the job done,
It'll
get you
done.
where you need to be.
It works great for Gelcoat.
And it's one. All you need is just this one, and you're in and out.
Now there's also one. Where's their UV cream? Hold on. Here, this is one of my favorites, dude.
All right.
This I use on my boat, and
You don't have to open it. We don't want to open it if we don't have to. But
this works great. You can put it on plastics, aluminums, even your car, man. Even
really,
your headlights.
aluminums?
Yeah, it works. I put it on my motor cover, my Yamaha motor cover.
Okay.
And I got 3 or 4 months of that water just beating off of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
One of my favorites is UV cream.
All right. I need you in this because I'm gonna do this outro. he wants me to do the 25 wide body. I don't know. I still haven't made the decision. I'm still trying to finish a camera boat that I haven't had time for, which is a pontoon. And you know what happens? The minute that they know that I'm gonna fix something, then they're every day, when are you gonna finish this? When are you gonna finish it? And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to travel. I gotta travel. I gotta travel.
What do you have left on the pontoon?
Not much, really, believe it or not. It's not much at all for the pontoon. But you see, I can see myself enjoying the wide body. So I might make an effort to do that, right? To fix that one. If they wanted to get in contact with FGCI, I know he has a code here. What's your code?
PFB10.
PFB, Perfect Fit Boating 10. What's the 10 about?
10% off.
Oh, so you got a discount?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, damn. All right, I didn't know that. Okay, so how would they call you? Like if they're calling or online or something like that, so if they go on the website, where's the website at?
It's just regular
FGCI.com?
Yeah.
And then they'll see all the products, they can get their own stuff. And how far will you guys ship it? Anywhere in the United States?
Anywhere, yeah. Even in the Bahamas.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You guys go ship to the Bahamas?
Yes, sir.
Get the hell out of here.
No.
Wow, okay, that's
We
great.
ship everywhere.
Okay, no, we don't want to give your number out because then people call you direct.
Oh my God, dude.
Wait for it. All right, guys. Well, listen up. I want to thank Andres from Perfect Fit Boating. Laz, you've been awesome. And listen, the next time somebody comes in here, they'll obviously, I'm sure people tell you, oh, I've seen Andres from Perfect Fit Boating. I saw this. How many people have bought in just because of they've seen his videos?
The first week, I thought I was going to throw my phone in the lake. I said, I can't do this no more. But it's been great. Andre's been an awesome friend. We've really done a couple jobs together, and man,
it's cool.
Yeah, everything that I do, man, I call
Well, it's cool. It's cool that we get to spread some of this information that we get from experts in the field, right?
Yeah.
I will tell you this. I'll just put this out there, guys. I'll put this out there. I'm actually going to put myself in this one because I want to introduce this to the world. I think it'll be cool if Andres can go to where you guys make the actual compounds and resins.
Absolutely.
Guys, if that can happen,
We
wow.
can do it.
If that would happen, because here's the thing, right? Everybody always sees the end product.
Yeah.
They never see what it takes to make
the
something, right? Because somebody says, wow, this little thing, $50, and then they go back to the factory and they see what it takes to the machines to make that. And then people start justifying price for things, why it costs what it costs.
Absolutely.
Okay, so since you guys make, and last questions, because we're hearing a lot of things, it's 2025, we're hearing, things are gonna cost more from other parts of the world that they come in. I mean, most of this stuff is made here, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There are certain components that do come from other countries that it's just not us. I mean, it's everybody. If they're trying to make a certain curing agent that does works a certain way, some of that chemicals that come in do come in from. But the margin of tariff that would be on that would probably be very, very low. It'd be less than 1%. Unfortunately, there are other supplies that do come from other countries that that do contain an increase.
Can we see a scenario where boat prices come down considerably because manufacturing costs for certain resins? Can we expect that? Or I mean, I'm not saying it can or can't, but I think COVID was an anomaly, right? And it brought prices up considerably.
I don't think you're going to see a decrease, but I don't think you're going to see an increase of dollars. I mean, what it takes to build a boat. It actually should be pretty level. It's not going to go.
Good. That's good to hear. It's not going to go higher.
Well, the demand for boats is a lot lower now too. As we saw in the boat shows this year.
But either way, if there's a demand or not, I don't think there's going to be an increase in the price of the materials that it costs to make the boats.
Good to hear that.
Yeah.
Guys, FGCI here, Fort Lauderdale. Come get it.
Come get it.
Wait for it. We're out of here.